to go. We got a fantastic night scheduled for tonight. Boop. I gotta adjust my pedals. That's it. I gotta move my foot pedals later. All right, we got a fantastic night tonight. Welcome in. How y'all doing? Let's rock this. Tonight we are doing the birthday cake for George. So before we get started with that, I am going to make a fantastic little addition. He chose some colors to do, but we're going to make some slight alteration to it. And we're going to make it kind of epic, because that's just what I do. So we're going to take a little uranium and we're going to coat it with the Mega Mai Tai. Still going to create that wonderful Mega Mai Tai color, but we'll have a little uranium underneath it, which is going to be quite amazing. What's up, Cruisin'? How you doing? Bayo, what's up? North Carolina Prospectors, how are you? Thinking Time, what's up? Anthony, how are you? Okay, we're going to fuse this together. Sandollar, what's happening? How y'all doing? Don't forget to hit the comments. You guys comment like hell if you can tonight. Don't forget to like and comment as much as you can in the beginning, please. What's up, Katie? How you doing? 5150. What's up? Groves, how are you doing? So yeah, we're trying a couple little things tonight. We're going to feed into the comment section and see if we get this thing rocking. All right, here we go. We're going to start coating this uranium with some Mega Mai Tai, and then we'll pull it down into a thinner rod for George's birthday cake. We got to wait for George. Red Squeak's other half. Okay, so we're going to pull this down. We're going to coat this up. So it's going to deliver that beautiful Mega Mai Tai color. But underneath it, it's going to glow super uranium. And then we got a kind of an exclusive tonight, a thing I've never done before on live stream. So at least on YouTube. So we got a new thing we're doing tonight. Totally new approach. Totally new approach tonight. I have an entirely new item we're going to go for. So I'm going to throw a little surprise out there for you guys if you get to stick around long enough. All right, where is my uranium? There you are. All right, let's coat this whole thing down. All right, a little bit more. Cover this up. There we go. All right, one more little coating on here, and then we'll pull it down. So this is that wonderful color, Mega Mai Tai. Actually, I only got a little bit left on here. Let's just coat the whole thing. Make it super intense. There we go. All right, so we're going to melt it down. We're going to pull this into what's called a stringer. A stringer is a very thin rod that I can use later. So first things first, we got to get this all melted up. Okay, let's pull it down. How's everyone doing tonight? Y'all hanging in there? Hi, Katie. How are you? Good to see you. Fidel, what's up? Fidel's in the house. Cruisin's in the house. Anthony's all hanging out. Dragonfly's here. Melissa's here. Welcome in. Sound like Romper Room with Magic Mirror. Got Groves in the house. We got Sand Dollar. What's going on? So we're just going to pull this down. There we go. A little bit more. Maximize that. All right, so we got enough of this Mega Mai Tai going. We encased uranium with it. So it should be pretty awesome. It should glow under black light, which is exactly what we want. Okay, let's squish this stuff up and then go for it. Otherwise, it's just going to be hanging there. We got this. All right, let's squish this up, get it all built in. We'll use this. I kind of got a little bit of a end of the day marble hanging in there already, so we're going to use this in there. For the end of the evening, be the last item, an end of the day marble. Turn on some airflow. All right. Yep, we got room. Let me do some maneuvering in here. Push this stuff in the back. I had to move some stuff from around the other day from today's work. All right, so we are going to get started here. Nope, don't do any bongs. No bongs, no dongs. No bongs, no dongs. Sorry about that. Okay. I don't have a problem with the industry, just not my thing. There we go. Separate this. Am I left-handed? No, I'm ambidextrous. Doesn't matter what hand. I'm pretty good on either one. I think the ambidextrous stems from being dyslexic. Now tell me that wasn't pretty close for an eyeball split. All right, let's go ahead and start getting this all set up. And here we go. We got this. Maybe not. If I grab the right rod. There we go. Enjoy watching the live? Thank you, Sandollar. I appreciate that. It's very cool of you to say so. What am I making? First thing I'm making is a birthday cake. What's up, Colleen? I don't know where Red Squeak or George. I don't know if George is here. Kind of messing up my vibe. I do make orders, yes. All right, let me see. Is George in here? If George isn't here, well, if George is, yeah, birthday cake, but if George isn't here right now, we can't do it. We'll have to wait till later. What's up, BDH? We can actually start making the other pot. We can start making the item I want to make tonight. but that's going to take a lot of practice to get in. Let's just make a quick marble real quick while we're waiting on George. What about hollow? Nothing hollow at the moment. We got some hollow stuff being done later tonight. I have hollow tonight going on. No, I don't want to do an implosion. Not interested in that. All right, so this is a bunch of colors from earlier today, and just now we're going to push all this together. They used to refer to this as slag marble. So slag meaning all the excess slag that came off of marble or glass production. They would make slag, S-L-A-G, slag marbles. And that's kind of what I'm doing right here, just remnants of end of the day production stuff. But if you ever hear the term slag marble, that's what it's in reference to. Like at the factories. And they would let the employees back in the day just take all the scrap glass and make these little marbles for their kids. I thought that was kind of cool. All right, we got this green we're going to pop on there. So yeah, slag marbles are reference to the end of it. The end of the day stuff. Oop, kind of cracky there. That's okay. We're melting it anyway. Okay, let's get it together. We're going to do a down and dirty, quick marble here. We're not going super detailed. We're not going crazy. Let's just time it and get it done. Let's go fast on this one. We're going to turn this one into awesome. Really quick. That way I can show everybody how quick you can make a little marble. Let's go ahead. What time are we at? We are at 6:13 my time. Let's see how long this takes. We're going to do about a 1.5 inch marble, which is a good size for a marble. So we're going to break it out here. We're on a total speed run. Take a little electrum here, throw it on here. And do a final encasement. There we are, a little bit of that. Take a little bit of clear here and encase it. And as soon as I get a chance there, I'll change the view. I'll bring it up a little closer. Hi, Gail. What's up, Rambo? All right, so there we are. We're going to pop it in here and fuse it together. So we're going to flatten this out kind of like a UFO shape. So we're just going to kind of flatten it out a little bit. Then we're going to stretch out that little UFO shape and then twist it back together and get all these little spiral coils in here. One side's going to have this really clear kind of see-through window. The other side won't. Going to be totally different. So this one's not going to be huge, about 1.5 inch marble. Not going to be big at all. But it does have uranium in it. Everything tonight will have uranium. I am located in the state of Washington. I am looking for Bigfoot. That's my side quest. Looking for Bigfoot. Side quest is looking for Bigfoot. I don't know what the heck I'd do if I found him, but hey, be worth it, right? Will torch melt the stainless steel? Oh, hell yeah. in a second. Oh, crap. Ah! There we go. Hit the wrong button. But that's okay. We'll pull it out here. Yeah, it'll definitely melt the steel. Absolutely, it'll melt stainless steel real quick. I know, I love Bigfoot too. So hang around. We're almost done. We were at 6:13. We're 6:16. We're 3 minutes into this marble. Let's see if we can get it done in 10 minutes. I don't know if I can. I don't know if I can get this done in full 10 minutes. I got 7 minutes left if we're going to do that. All right, so you can see down there, we got a little marble bowl down here. This is what creates all the little marbles, these shapes down here. The first initial shape is like that. Creates a little round disc like that. Now we're going to grab that disc, and I'm going to attach another holding rod to the other end, and we're going to kind of round it out on the other side. And again, this is going to create that UFO shape. Once we get done with that, then we're going to stretch it out into what looks like a dragon eye. Then once we get that dragon eye stretched out, we're going to compress it back into a round marble. That's what gives it its spiral or swirls as we go into it. And there we go. Or we're going to separate here. And while I'm melting, I will show you the vision, the borovision. So my glasses are made out of a material called didymium. Didymium is a very specialized glass for lenses and even camera lenses. And it filters out certain light spectrums like that. So now you can see into the fire as opposed to not seeing what you're doing. So while you're out here, you can see all that. The drawback is you miss a tremendous amount of colors. Let me pull this down just for a second. See how the flame almost disappears? It's pulling all that color out like that. So as I'm working, I can't see all those colors that are missing in there. It's almost like you're completely colorblind. So that's why I don't use a camera filter on it full time. Oh, you can still use stainless steel, Groves. Just don't melt it. You're fine to use a stainless steel knife. If you really want to be super careful with it, the graphite spray that I told you guys to use that on your knife. Pro tip. All right, let's bring this over side view so I can show you guys where we're at, and then we're going to buzz it back over. I'm moving very fast right now. So we got a little bit of that electrum popping out right there. You can see this kind of, oh, how about I use the right light? So we got that really nice shimmer glow right in there. We got multiple colors. Look how many colors we got bouncing through this. I told you this is going to be a badass marble. A lot of colors. So again, this is commonly referred to as a slag glass marble. All right, this is the part that gets a little tricky. We got to put a tiny little holding spot right there. Burn it off over here. Yeah, this has massive color to it. I love slag marbles. I have some somewhere. When we moved, I lost them. I can't find them. I lost my marbles. Oh my God, that's funny. Anyway, I can't find those marbles. I lost my marbles. Anyway, I'll find my slag glass collection. Oh, this is going to be one gnarly marble. Hold on to your horses with it. Okay, there we are. So now that we have it attached here, we're going to separate this one. Tap, like that. So now we're all separated. Look at that color coming through. It's almost like a bronze. Before we go too far, one more side view so you guys can see the colors bouncing through, because once I get it kind of completed, it's not going to show as much. So there's all those colors. As I pull it to the side, you're going to see the layers of different colors bouncing through it. And there is uranium in here. All right, let's go. I don't know if I'm going to make the 10-minute mark. Still have time. All right, so we attach a secondary rod right here. We're going to focus on the middle section only. Just in the middle. Like that. See how I'm just focusing that flame right in the middle section? We're only skimming the flame too, so it's not embedded all the way in there. It's not all the way in. It's just on the bottom of the flame. So we're skimming the surface of the marble. Well, it's not a marble yet. The surface of the disc with the bottom of the flame. That way you're not heating the two end rods. Okay, we're going to taper it down. Focus that flame really right there, super tense. We got it melty right there. This is definitely going to look like a dragon's eye. Watch. If you stick around for anything, this will be it right here. Going to bring it on. I'm going to try and keep it as centered in there, right there. All right, we're going to pull it down. Real slow. Like that. Doesn't that look like a dragon's eye right now? I can even pull it in closer. We can come in closer for a little bit. Doesn't it look like a dragon's eye? I swear to God it does. Look at that. I don't have any snow. I'm kind of pissed. I haven't seen snow all year. Okay, here we go. We're going to take that. We're going to push it back together. Nope, no snow. I thought I was going to get it today, but nope. Okay, so here's where the cool part actually happens. Now, I'm not purposely twisting this, but as you start to push it together, it automatically starts coiling itself around. I'm going to try and bring it out here. See that? See how it's curving on its own? It just does that. So if I wanted to keep the marble, oh, we can make you a dragon eye. If I wanted to keep the marble with all the lines straight, I would have to make it like 3 times bigger and then pull the ends down. I wouldn't be able to push it into a mold. I would have to start out with the diameter I want and then pull it down. That's why marbles with really straight lines are super expensive. Honestly, this is kind of badass. I can already tell. Okay. This is kind of a badass end of the day marble. Yeah. I can't wait to show you guys. I'm not kidding. This thing is wicked. Let me just pull this little bit off here. Huh. I did not expect that. I did not expect this coloring. We're not going to make the 10-minute mark, so I'm going to just start showing you guys colors. 65 in Illinois? Well, lucky you. It's not warm here. I wish it would snow because it is so cold. All right, here we go. We got all that electrum running on the... Look at all those colors bouncing through there. And that's not even showing all the color yet. It just begun. And the thing is, this one's not repeatable. Oh, we got Wood Tiger on. There we go. All right, after this, we're getting your cake done. I've been waiting for you. Keep me waiting, George. I'm kidding, by the way. All right, let's get this all rounded out. Let's get it finished. All right, I'm going to bring the camera back out so you guys can see the so you can see it going into the mold. Otherwise, it's just kind of boring. Bring it in just a little bit right there. Move this guy out of the way. Pardon me. There we go. There. Now you got a clean shot into the marble mold. Because I think this is one of the most fun views in glass. When you have these going into the marble mold, and you get that hot shot right there with all the colors swirling around. That's a cool ass shot. I might have the camera actually pinned for that. Hold on. Did I leave it? I did. All right, let's do that one more time so I can show you. I can't believe I left it on there. Hold on. Be patient. Is that not cool? I love those shots. And you just see it molten up against that carbon. That looks amazing. What's up, Betty? Betty Warren's in the house. All right, let's pull it in a little bit. Right there. Nope, too far. Right there. Update DTC. There we go. Okay, let's get it finished off. I love hanging with you guys. Thank you for hanging out with me. I don't know if I could ever go back to glassblowing without live streaming. I don't know if I could. It's just so freaking cool to have people around. Oh, crap. Hey, Betty, I forgot. Can you send me your address to the TheFieryGuy website, please? When we redid everything, I lost your address in the system. Thank God you're on. I forgot all about that. If you could send me that. Thank you for the Heart Me Toys. Toys VR, thank you. Yeah, please. It's at the TheFieryGuy, though. Make sure you send it to the TheFieryGuy. You don't live stream if you need to concentrate? Really? I think it helps my concentration level. All right, let's pull this down. Okay. So then we're left with this kind of almost ice cream looking version here. We'll come over to the side view so I can show you guys where we're at. So you get stuck with this little ice cream cone up at the top. We do have that beautiful spiral going, but now we got to taper all this down. Oh, look at that color. You see that rainbow? That was unintentional. That rainbow right there is unintentional. I did not plan for that. That is that's the effect of an end of the day marble. Hey, Uncle Skin, long time no see. Yeah, this marble's actually pretty cool. It doesn't need to be big to be awesome. Yeah, I don't think they need to be gigantic to be incredible. In fact, 3 of my favorite marbles are under 1 inch. Maybe I'll bring those out sometime and show you guys. They're very unique. So unique that I don't know how to repeat it. That's why I kept them. I have no idea how I created them. Okay, here we go. We're getting it all blended. And I've had some big offers on them, and I won't sell them. All right, let's go in and round this out. Oh. Man, when it turns out right, it's just right. All right, let's bring it into the hot shot for you guys just for one more time here. We're going to go into the hot shot marble mold view. In 3, 2, 1. See how smooth that spins? Just kind of trucks in there now. Yeah, 2 inches is a good size for a marble. 2 inches really good for a marble. Kurt, thank you for the jewels. I appreciate it, Kurt. Thank you. All right, let's show you the colors. We're going to pop this off its marble hold. And we're going to get onto George's Wood Tiger's birthday cake. Now look at all those colors bouncing through. There we go. And we got that I got to be really careful on this. Look at that electrum in there. That really shimmer glass. We're going to get right up in it. Look at that. My fingers look all jittery because I'm so close. I promise you I'm not bouncing around that much. All right, let's take this off and get it fixed. I promise you I'm not that jittery. All right, so then we grip it. This is how you get it off the marble, the stick, and hopefully I can show you guys a little bit of that punty mark. I like to try and show you what it looks like when it comes off the stick. Can you see that little scar right there? It's just a little scar right there. Right at the top where that light is. It's just barely attached. And then you just take it and smooth it out. Ah, it moved. Don't you do it. Don't you dare. So I got to wait for it to cool off. Oh, the one I have in front is the cracked one, Groves. That's the cracky one. I'm waiting for it to explode. I'm hoping it explodes on a live stream. I'm hoping that one explodes during a live stream. Wouldn't that be cool if it did? All right, so here we go. Ready? Reveal in 3, 2, 1. Isn't that cool? All right, 3, 2, 1. Awesome, right? Then we're going to come over to the other side. And 3, 2, 1. Like I said. Ooh, look at those colors popping in. Yeah, that's totally fun. All right, so we are making Wood Tiger's birthday cake. This has Mega Mai Tai in it for a color. We backed it with some uranium. So, sorry, George, we're making a little bit of an executive call on here. There's a little uranium in here. And it's not going to show up until... it's a little bit in there. I don't know if you can see that tip right there. It's just got the little uranium glow. But once we apply it, it's going to have the uranium in there. But it's still going to be Mega Mai Tai. So for those of you that don't know or are new to the channel, if you are a member on YouTube or a subscriber on TikTok, after 3 months of being a subscriber or member, whichever one it is, you are entitled to a birthday cake on your birthday. Thank you for the racing helmet. That armed biker. I don't want to say the whole thing. I can't say their whole name or it's going to flag me, but that armed biker. I'll just say that. Thank you. So yeah, after so many months, and I had to change it. I had one person that ruined it for everybody. I made an exception to the rule and I said, okay, we'll do the birthday cake because it's 3 days from your birthday. If you want to sign up for membership, we'll do it. And sure enough, they burned me on it. They came in, they got the subscription for 1 month, and then they bailed after I made the cake. So I had to change the rules after that, unfortunately. Thanks to one person to ruin it. So now we have to have a 3-month no exception rule. All right, so we're bringing this in. So we're making George's birthday cake. Usually you give me the colors that you guys want, and then it's kind of my discretion on how to make it. So we're going to make it kind of awesome here. I try and make each one a little bit different than the last one. So this one's going to have a very cool internal core because we are using the Mega Mai Tai. So we're going to separate it here. And we're going to do what's called an internal core to it. I call it internal core. I don't know what other glass people call it. There's probably a technical name for it, but I don't care. I'm the guy that colored outside the lines in a coloring book. So it tells you a little bit about me. All right, let's grab this Mega Mai Tai. There you are, my beautiful. I don't know if this color is going to exist anymore either. I kind of got word that this one may not continue. I'm going to show you guys this color so you can see what we have going on before we even begin. So it starts off very brown, but really, there. You can see those blues coming out. See all those colors coming out of it? So it changes from that kind of caramely amber color to that. But on the inside, it changes all over again. And so here we go. So yeah, I'm trying to get my hands on a little bit of more Mega Mai Tai just in case it goes away. This color is very expensive for the color manufacturer to produce right now. Okay. So what I did here is we poured a little bit of the Mega Mai Tai at the end there, that very, very bright spot. That's the color. Let's go ahead and bring in the view a little bit. You guys get to hang with me. I have to look at my ugly mug for a while, but that's okay. Get used to it. You're going to be perfect. So now we're going to trap that in there. Mega Mai Tai is made by TAG, North Star Glassworks, but Troutman Art Glass, TAG. Okay, here we go. So what I want to do is sandwich that Mega Mai Tai in between clear. Okay, 2 levels of clear. We're going to make it kind of thin, so there's just going to be a little line of it running inside. Think of like an Oreo cookie, but very, very little filling. Okay. So we're going to take that, we're going to build this up. This is going to be a cool process. And we're going to keep pushing it till I get enough on here. We just keep building it up. All right, I think we got enough there. Start separating very slowly. Okay, there we go. We're separating. Okay, we're going to punty up to the other side. And we're going to make that equal distant on the other side, same amount of glass, so that I have just the right little thin band of color in the middle, and then a bunch of clear glass on both sides as equal as possible. Won't be perfect, but it'll be pretty close. Pretty close. Close enough for horseshoes, I guess. All right, here we go. Don't forget to keep that chat running, especially on YouTube. You guys, keep that chat running, please. I don't care if we just chit-chat all the time. And here we go. So we're going to try and make it equal distant, just enough. I want to get as close to the original size as the other side as possible. Really close. Okay, I think we're there. And it's just kind of eyeballing it. Doesn't have to be exact, but pretty close is good. We're going to check it here in a second and see how well I did. This is where the 32 years actually comes into play. Mustang Jerry, what's up? How you doing? Amber, how you doing? All right, so we're going to bring over side view just for a moment. And there's the little mid stripe right there. Those are the two clear sides. We got pretty close. We're not too far off. See that? Then we got the amber purple running right, not amber purple, Mega Mai Tai on the inside. So that's a little disc. You can see how little that stripe is right there. It's barely on there. This is your first birthday cake? Awesome. Yeah, I like changing them up. They'll always be in that birthday cake theme, but I try and make them different. Okay, we have to squish it down a little bit. And squish. Melissa, welcome to the Sparks. Welcome in. Congratulations on being a Spark. I appreciate that. Let's bring this out a little. I'm sorry, I forgot to bring it out so you guys could see that flattening process. We're going to do that now. So in order to get this done, I got to put a little punty on this side and flatten it out. All right, we are looking good. I have to melt this in. So while I'm doing that, I'll go ahead and bring the filter out. So this is how I see the world. This is the material my glasses are made out of. This is called the didymium lens or didymium filter. And as you can see, you got lots of bright light coming from it off that way. And then when you put the filter in, it kind of makes all that orange part of the flame just literally disappear like that. So that is how I see the world. And that's unfortunately the way it is. The drawback is if I leave this on permanently, you guys will miss out on like half the color. You literally like lose half. Oop, that's too big. All right, we're flattened out now. So this is going to be a cool process. I don't think I've done this before. Let's go to side view. So what's going to happen here, you can see the whole inside is covered with color. We got all those colors. Now that isn't the permanent color. It will be much, much different when we get done. But you can see that little spike right there, just a little stripe of it right there. The other sides are clear. So it's basically just a, like I said, an Oreo cookie looking process. And we're going to take a holding rod. We're going to park it on the side. Like that. Then we're going to tap it off. Then we got a lollipop. Oh, you can start to see some of the color. Hold on. Might actually get a little bit of this color coming in. Hold on. We'll see if the lens is working. I'm sorry for backing out back and forth. Can you see the color starting to pop in, that blue purple? Well, not with the light. Can you see that bluish purple color starting to evolve? And then there it is up close. And that's the beauty of Mega Mai Tai. See that little streak right there? That is the thin spot. So it is a kind of like a color changing. Depending on its light source, it has different colors bouncing through it. Yeah, so depending on how much light hits it, it changes. It really depends on how much light is bouncing through it. And you'll get a whole different effect. And the longer it sits, the more color it grows. So you can even see it starting to grow more right now. It's even getting more intense. Now, as I heat it back up, it's going to get back into a clear state. You're not going to notice it as much. And then it'll come back again. It just kind of shifts back and forth, back and forth. All right, so the next step, we're going to heat it up and create that dragon eye effect. This would make a kick-ass dragon eye. Maybe I'll make that for a Christmas ornament next year. Dragon eye Christmas ornaments. Okay. I don't know if you guys can see this. There's a little dot in there. I got a little dot of color that picked up from the mold. There. Technically, you wouldn't see it, but I know it's there. Can't leave that. All right, so we're going to take it down one level so I can focus all the heat directly in the middle now. So I only want the heat right in the middle. You can see exactly where I'm heating right there. Okay, we're going to bring it out and create that dragon eye look. Very slow pull. If you go too fast, you'll pull the two ends off. And there we go. So now we got that really dragony eye look. And then we're going to push it back together. And we're going to get a little spiral. What's the largest piece you've ever... Why does everybody always ask about the largest, man? It doesn't have to be big to be awesome. But to answer your question, I've got a massive chandelier in my house. It's about 6 feet tall, about 3.5 feet wide. And then solid glass, I have a sword that is over 4 feet long. So I have a sword that is solid glass that's 4 feet. But I can tell you that my 19-inch dagger, to me, looks better than the 4-foot sword because of the detail. Okay, so we're spinning this up for Wood Tiger here. This will be the first birthday cake. I think we have this version in there. I think this is the first one we've ever done that with. So we got a spiral going in here. Let me turn it on to the side view. So now we got that spiral going in there. Look at that. So that's the birthday cake so far. Yeah, tiny is way harder. All right, now we're going to smash it down. And we're going to start forming the actual cake. So for those of you that are just wondering, we are... Anthony, thank you. Welcome to the Inferno. Inferno. Inferno might be accurate. Welcome in. Thank you for becoming a member. Thank you, Anthony, on YouTube. I appreciate you. Welcome into the club. All right, so as I compress this down, we're going to keep that spiral in. We're going to bring it out. Looking good. Pull this up a little. So now we have to flatten it. We have to flatten it to a point where it becomes a cake style. Yeah, it's much easier to become a member on YouTube than TikTok. TikTok's got, I think they're still $9.95 for their membership or their stuff on TikTok. I don't know why they changed it. I used to have it very affordable on TikTok, and then they made it $9.99. I was like, really? Didn't even give people a choice. Okay, here we go. We're going to flatten a little. There we are. So this is half the birthday cake right now. I'm trying to keep that coil in there really tight. We'll pull it aside so you guys can see. So we kind of have that coil still running around in there. And as I heat it up, it's going to compress it down a little bit. And there it is at the end. So that'll be the top or the bottom of the cake. I don't know which yet. And there's that coil spinning around in there. I highly recommend you check out the YouTube. Honestly. TikTok used to be really, really good for me. I still like TikTok, don't get me wrong. I still enjoy it, but they've just had so many changes, it's been crazy. Yeah, I can't tell you how many times I've been flagged for dangerous activity. And it usually gets flagged from one of the idiots on here that they're like competitors. I like other glassblowers. But there are some that are just really bad. And I don't associate with them. And they get all upset because I call them out on their crap. But there's a lot of good glassblowers on here, honestly. There's a lot of good ones. Fairy Glass is one of them. We got Groves and we got Dragonfly on here as well. They're fantastic. Fairy Glass. We got Penthouse Pew. God, I can't even think of everybody. But there are some fantastic glassblowers on here. Oh, they're very childish. The people that, yeah. And the sad part is they all got manipulated by one person who likes to start crap. I'm not going to mention her name either. All right, so we got to flatten this out. And we just keep melting away. I don't know. That looks like a moon pie to me. Remember those moon pies? Kind of? Or was it a moon pie? I don't know. Ding dong? I don't know. I can't remember what like pastry that was. You know what, Damon? I just love doing what I do. I I give shout outs to other people all the time. Snowball, thank you. Thank you for the snowball reference. That's it. You're 100% correct. All right, so we're flattening. That was it. All right, now we got it flat. Okay, we're a little off center. We're going to fix it up. But I'm off center because I'm reaching way over here. But I want to show you guys. I'm pretty proud of showing you guys all this stuff. I think it's cool including you in the process. I think the people involved in watching should be included in seeing. Right? All right, this side's all worked out. I got a little wobble up at the top we're going to fix out. But yeah, this looks kind of cool. I'm pretty happy so far. This is the first time I've ever done the birthday cake this way. Let me show you the... I don't know if this is going to be top or bottom yet. I haven't found out yet. We're going to try it, though. We'll see. Because there's two really good sides to it. So this has that really cool spiral going on it. Now, if you look really closely, you'll see an opposite spiral in there from when I folded it onto each other. Can you see that separate spiral in there? So we got two different spirals opposing each other. And then there's the side view. Yeah, so when you push the two spirals together like that, they fold and they create this little action in there. And they kind of flip opposite directions. It's a cool concept. That's why I like doing birthday cakes too. It gives me a little bit of an opportunity to create some cool ideas. Okay, we're going to pull this little nub off here. But yeah, if you guys get a chance, check out Dragonfly Creation and Gross Glass Gallery for glass. They're amazing. And then, yeah, Penthouse Pew. I don't know if Penthouse is around right now. And then we got Fairy Glass. Ferri. Fairy Glass. He's really cool, too. He works a lot with a lathe, which is what I want to get at some point here. Oh, and God, what is her name? Bergen. I can't remember her name. Alexis Bergen. I don't know if Alexis is on right now, but Alexis. Then we got CBXD Glass. CBXD Glass makes really cool glass chains. So if you've ever seen a glass chain, she's very cool. And then on YouTube, don't forget to check out Glass Goof. I like Glass Goof on YouTube. He doesn't know who the hell I am, but I like his channel. He does a really nice job. So if you go onto Glass Goof and you sign up and subscribe to see him on YouTube, let him know that I exist and I said hello, that I like his channel. All right, so we got to flatten this out. I got to get this right. I don't want to do it manually, but I may have to. Oh no, I got it. You do lamp work, it was so hard not to get black oxides into my glass, had to get my ratio right. How would you get black oxides? Are you using acetylene? You only get black oxides if you're using acetylene. You don't want to use that. Bad. Use propane. If you get stuck, message me. I'd be happy to help you. Okay, we have an amazing birthday cake chunk here. So now we're going to start making the details in it. I'm pretty happy. You shouldn't be getting any black oxides then. You got something very, very wrong. Okay, that swirl looks good. It's there. It's cooling off, but we got that side. Look at that side view. Oh my God. Wood Tiger, I almost don't want to give this up. You're lucky I like you. All right. I'm joking, by the way. I do like you, but yeah, you know what I mean. I was joking about keeping it. All right, so we're going to add, normally I do these little loops on there, but we're not going to do loops on this one because it looks so freaking cool without the loops would wreck that. But we are going to pop in little cake decorated dots. This will look really good with the Mega Mai Tai. I don't want to wreck this look of it. I got to bring this down just a little. There we go. So we got ring number 1 done. Let's pull off and do ring number 2. This is getting a little chunky on me though. So this does have uranium in it, so it's going to show a little uranium as we go through. Okay, we're going to bring it down. So I'm going to give a little secret away right now to people wondering how you get so steady with glass blowing. This right here, that rod, is jammed into my side, the side of my body. So it's jammed in there like I'm stabbing myself. And then I can rotate very steady, not have to worry about it getting loose all over the place. So for you glass blowers that are watching right now, and I know there's a couple, if you're wondering how to steady your hand, That is how you do it. Pro tip number 1. Just in case you were wondering how to do that. All right, let's bring it up. Oh, this cake looks so freaking cool. I definitely like this. All right, just melting everything in real quick. Oh. Yeah, this is looking wicked. Let me show you guys from the side view. We got all the colors bouncing through there. Then we'll get the uranium once it cools. All those colors are going to start cut. See all that purple on the bottom down there? We're going to get all those colors bouncing through. Got the spiral running through. This is going to get more intense. Let's go ahead and meld this in just a little bit. So this is going to correct the color a little. Now, I'm going to show you what that did. Got to give it a second. See that dark circle run? See the dark spiral running around? That's what we just created with that. So just changing that flame chemistry created that dark spiral. And see it getting wider and wider right now? If you watch it long enough and I left it sit here, you'll see that spiral getting darker and darker as it sits before your eyes. Now, we don't have a half hour to watch it grow, so we got to change that. Now, Wood Tiger requested a red Elvis candle, so we're going to park that on there. So we got the red Elvis here. Bring it down, trim that off. Okay, here we go. Make sure we're all straightened out. And we got to separate it here, and we'll do the little flame. And he requested that the flame be made out of Lucy Pink Glow. So we're going to use the Lucy Pink for the candle flame. Which is this one right here. That is the Lucy Pink. I'm going to see if I can get it to show up a little. You can see that pinky color right there. See how it goes pink under UV light? So that's the color we're going to use for it. But I am going to bleed a little bit of the red Elvis in there. Okay. We're going to pull a little bit of this off here. Going to give it a little bit of the Lucy for a pink dripping. Got to make it look like a flame. Oh, just kind of messed the flame up. Got to redo it. There we go. So we got to wait for all the colors to pop in correctly, but there we are. I can't get it too close to the camera, unfortunately, at this point. But that will definitely glow nice and pink up there. We got the amber purple, or the Mega Mai Tai will come into play, and that'll be a neat little birthday cake when it cools off. But for right now, we got to get it in the kiln, and then I'll pop the bottom off here in a little bit. Got too cold. I can't detach it right now. If I detached it right there, we're going to have a problem. So Groves had asked to see this marble, and this is the cracky one. So yeah, that's that marble that is just cracked. I'm hoping it blows up on the live stream. That'd be really cool. I hope it blows up on stream so you guys can see what happens later. Might be kind of fun. And then you can see that it glows super bright green. That's the uranium on it. But yeah, it just keeps shattering. It keeps cracking. And eventually it will crack and break open. It's a damn shame too, because it's really cool marble. But yeah, eventually it will bust open and just explode. But it'd be epic if it did it on live. I could blame it on the ghost. No, that's not the one from last night. Yeah, it is a shame that it cracked. That's okay though. All right, so now I have a very special item we're going to try. We haven't done. I don't think I've ever done it on live stream. So we're going to create kind of like a marble right now. But we're going to do something with that marble that we haven't done before. So you guys ready? You're going to have to stick around for this one. So we're going to create a marble. And then we're going to do something with that marble. And nobody's going to guess what it is. You guys can guess if you want to try. But you're probably not going to get it. Do I make Easter eggs? No, I don't. I don't do Easter eggs. I don't have a problem with Easter, obviously, but they're so limited in their time frame that you can actually sell them. I don't do that. So that is one of my business principles, is I don't make things that have a time limit. Except for Christmas ornaments, because those I'm never able to keep them on hand. But I don't make anything that has a time limit, quote unquote, with it. Okay, where is the Lucy? Okay, I got to put this away. Got to make sure this doesn't get mixed into punty rod. So when I teach glassblowing to other people, I always tell people, do not get stuck in the mode of don't get stuck making things that you're going to sit on for a year. Now, there's nothing wrong with buying a marble for an Easter egg. They're still decorated, and I promise you, if you go out and you hide marbles for Easter, people will love it, especially kids. Yeah, hearts are good all year round. Flowers, hearts, hummingbirds, that type of stuff is good all year. But like, I don't do pumpkins. I don't make pumpkins. Cruise in. Have a good night. Thank you. Hey, John, what's up? How you doing? Yeah, I don't do pumpkins for that reason either. But yeah, if you want to make marbles for hiding for Easter, I promise you the kids will love it. And they'll play with that marble more than they will an egg. Okay, so we're going to trim this off. So we're going to do something with this marble tonight. You will not have seen me do before. That's going to be cool too. Let's go ahead and trim this up. Yeah, it's very, very tough to kind of scale your business according to seasons, because there's nothing worse than making like 100 Easter eggs, selling 50, and then you have 50 Easter eggs sitting around for a year when you could have used that time, oxygen, and glass for another project. All right. So it's definitely a trap you could get stuck in. All right, we're going to attach this here, and then we're going to start pushing this into a little bit of a clear globule. We're going to start applying colors in here. We're going to bring it out here and melt in. You never seen a birthday cake? Yeah, it's kind of cool. That was a little thing that I came up with quite a while ago just to help say thank you to members. And at the time, it was only TikTok. So it was subscribers on TikTok. Okay, so we're going to bring this in, and we got a little bit of clear built up right now. Going to separate. Okay. Okay, let's grab the shimmer glass because I love this glass. We're going to put a little bit in here, though. We're not putting a lot on here. And we're going to drill mix it down a tiny bit. Not a lot. So we're just putting a little on here. Then we're going to grab my drill and we're going to drill mix it up. If I can find my drill. So I use this to help mix the glass. It spins a hell of a lot faster than me. So this is just a DeWalt drill. We're just mixing it up. There we go. Now we've got it all mixed. Oh man, this chair is pissing me off. I think I'm going to have to change chairs. Okay, so speaking of eggs, it's almost like an egg right now. So we drill mixed it up. It took all that glass and it just blended it for me really well. And it mixed it up. It's much faster than my hands could possibly do. And you can see it has that really nice shimmer to it now. And it created that nice effect to it, kind of like a gunmetal liquid, like a liquid metal. You can see it's very, very shiny. You can bring it right up there. So it created that really shiny glass. We're going to take that and we're going to layer some uranium on top. We're even going to use the uranium citrine. So this is a different uranium. It's a little darker green of the uranium. We're going to encase it right on top there. This would make a great alien. You know what? Citrine would make a really cool alien head. So we're going to put a lot on here. We really want this glowing. Just take your time melting it in. And we're good right there. Okay, let's take some clear and stack that on top of it now. I'm going to try and create a multi-spiral, if you will. So we're going to stack two different layers of color in here. So remember how I did Wood Tiger's cake just now and I had that one little small ring running through it? So we're going to do those rings, but we're going to make two of them. So instead of one ring running through, we're going to make two separate rings. And then when I do a twist, we should have a double twist running through the marble. So like a helix. No, boro doesn't shock like soft glass at all. Not even a little. Okay, here we go. So we're stacking this on. Yeah, boro doesn't shock at all. All right, so we just have to keep pushing it in, locking it in there. All right, so we're good there for at the moment. We're going to grab another little bit of that liquid metal glass. We're going to attach it, drill mix it one more time. Then we're going to stack another color on top. Getting a GTT Bobcat. Oh, nice. I like the Bobcat. It's a nice little torch. All right, so we got that on there. Let's go ahead and grab that liquid metal color. going to stack it on here. We're going to drill mix it one more time. Just a little bit like that. A little dab will do ya. And we're going to drill mix it. Look at that. We got it going. All right, so we got enough on there. Now we're going to stack amber purple on top of here. So we're going to have shimmer with uranium and shimmer with amber purple. Should be beautiful. So this will take a moment. So for those of you who don't know, amber purple is a very unique color. It is what's called a striking color. So it starts off very, very clear, but it can strike into an amber color. But if you do it correctly, you can kind of get a bluish purple shimmer off of it, where it's very transformative. It takes a little while to master that color. It's not like one you just grab and go, okay, cool, it works. You really have to learn flame chemistry with it. But once you do, there's no going back. And we're stacking it up right now. Okay. So now we got multiple colors bouncing through this. We are going to put a little bit more clear on the end of that amber purple, encasing it a little. Then we're going to create this marble effect to it. And then we're going to do something with the marble we haven't never done on live stream before. At least I don't think so. I can't remember if I ever have. Okay, so that's the amber purple with that shimmer. You can see a little bit of that kind of purpley coming through in there in the middle. We've got the uranium right there and the other side. So we're going to heat this up. Let's go ahead and encase it in clear. And that's the last little bit of color we're going to put on this, and then we're going to start forming it into a marble. I don't know if we're going to do a full marble. For what I want to have done, we may not do a marble. We may make it kind of like a... might kind of make it a UFO shape. I don't know yet. We really have to take a look at it. But this is being added to another project. All right, let's get it stacked on. Okay, I think we're good. Okay, we got enough on here. This is definitely enough to hold what I need to do. So we're going to push it together now. Definitely have enough color, and this is big enough. Kind of excited to make this piece. No, the glass doesn't get hot. Not at all. So glass is a excellent insulator, horrible conductor of temperature. Mama Kelly, what's up? How you doing? Yeah, glass is an excellent insulator, horrible conductor. And we're going to start squishing it down a little bit now. You can see we're getting it squishy a little bit. God, that would make a gigantic spinner top, wouldn't it? Whoa. I'm not doing that right now, but that would be kind of... Maybe I should make a gigantic spinner top. Not the little ones. All right, we're going to detach the small rod up here, get it blended in, and we should technically have two different spirals in here, if I did it correctly. If not, it'll still be cool, but I don't know if I did a big enough gap in between the two. It's supposed to have a little bit of clear in between there, and I might not have put enough in there. It's not going to detract from the overall piece. But if it made two spirals in there, it'd be really cool. I'd be very happy about that. But if it didn't, it's okay. Let's pull that off. So we're going to use these bigger marble molds to kind of shape it a little bit into kind of like a disc. And we're going to flatten it out a little. And it's going to be freaking amazing. How you guys doing on YouTube? You guys hanging in there? You guys hanging with me on YouTube? Type 1 in the chat if you are hanging with me. I appreciate it. I got Mama Kelly on TikTok. And Daisy Girl Charlie. Open your eyes. How you doing? Groves. All right, so we're going to come over here. Ooh, that's not big enough. We're going to have to go to the big one. Oh, that looks good. Oh, we got a... Oh, you guys are hanging with me. Thank you. Thank you for hanging with me. I appreciate it. All right, we got to pull this little... Oh, you're going to crack, aren't you? Not quite. Got to pull the... I got a little dingle-dangle on there. Dingleberry. There we go. Nope. There's something in here. There was something inside that mold, like something got in there, a little piece of scrap glass or something, and it picked it up. That's what I'm picking out right now. I didn't want it affecting the whole piece, especially if you got one little speck in there. Oh my God, can you imagine going through all this work and having a little speck? Talk about super disappointment. But now you can see that really good shimmer happening in there. That, oh my God, I love this color. That liquid metal look is so freaking cool. Yeah, that is like the sickest color there is. Almost looks like chrome. I bought a lot of this stuff just in case they ever stop making it. I bought a whole bunch of it. All right, so we're going to separate it over here. And we got to flatten this end out too. And this definitely has the uranium in it because we love uranium. All right, we're going to separate here. Oh man, this is so freaking beautiful. It is like radiant and beautiful at the same time. When the colors work, they just work. I'm going to show this to you guys. I don't know if you'll catch it in the camera because it's in that light spectrum where the, like this is the material my glasses use to filter out the light. See the difference? So some of the colors I show you are going to be on the side camera and it's going to filter out some of the colors. So you're not going to get a full glimpse of it. But that's okay. We'll get a partial. So this is the other side that has that shimmer, but can you see those streaks running through it now? Can you see that purple? I don't know if you guys can catch that purple in there. I got my glasses on so I can't see. Can you see that purpley color coming in? That's the amber purple. And it's just getting more and more purpley. Then it goes to that. See, we're all color shifting. That's why I said when it works and it does it right, it's like happy days. Okay. I really don't want to split that up. Yeah, this one. Got to use a clean rod off here for the split. Stay. Oh my God, look at this. I got to show it one more time. It's actually starting to get that milky purple. Sorry, one more time. Look at that amber color coming in now. Isn't that just gorgeous? So that's the amber color, but here's the shift. So that's what I was saying. It's light bending, light shifting. Isn't that just cool as hell? Yeah, that is why I love this color. There is no other color like it. And we still haven't gotten to the point where I'm going to tell you what we're doing with this. We still haven't gotten to the main project. You want to hold it and touch it? Yeah, I don't blame you. I do too, but I know better. It's still like 1,500 degrees Fahrenheit. It's super hot. I do not recommend it. Okay, so we got to trim out this little side here. I'm going to pull off a little bit on the end here. So what happens is every once in a while when you have these attachment rods, when you pick it up off of your bench, sometimes you got a little dust in there, and it picks up a little bit of that and transfers it to the glass. So you want to pick that off. Technically, would anybody ever see it? No. You'd literally have to have a microscope to check it out. But I'm the type of person that I know it's there, so I can't allow that. All right, let's punch it up so you guys can see this, maybe without a filter on it. So we definitely have the colors bouncing through. Very shimmery. Okay. Let's get it done. So for this one, I'm going to approach it a little bit different. We're going to heat up the core down here, kind of let it drip a little. Got to approach this a little bit different than a normal marble. And there we go. We're getting it done. So we pull it down just a little. See how it dripped from that circular and we have a little bit of a point to it? This is going to allow me to kind of make a little bit of a better impression when I go to make the spiral. We got to do the same thing to the other side. I don't want to go through all this work and then half-ass it towards the end. We didn't go through all this work and get ready for the project itself just to kind of take my time screwing around at the last minute. If it takes a little while longer, it takes a little while longer. I'm okay with that. Okay, so we're going to separate it here. And just like this end that we pulled down into a point, we're going to do that over here. Just let gravity do its work. Don't have to force it. Just kind of let heat and gravity do its job. All right, we're looking almost there, looking good. And there we go. Now you can see it kind of drip down into that little tip down here. This is going to make my job a lot better. Not easier, technically. Just it's going to make the piece a lot cleaner. When we go to make it. Okay, so the next step, now we're going to heat in the middle section, not the opposite end, the two ends. We're going to heat in the middle. In order to do that, we're going to skim the bottom of the flame. This is one of the things that I do teach when I kind of teach people, or I do instructions. So I want to heat the surface of this, but I want to use the bottom of the flame, not all the way in, but just the bottom section of it. Why the bottom as opposed to the top? Well, with the glasses on, you can see through the flame. So I can see where I'm hitting right now. I can see I'm skimming the bottom of the flame. That would be all the way in. And then up top, I can't see. So I can't see through the marble or the glass to where I'm on the top of the flame. So from the bottom, I can see through the flame and I can tell where I'm at. So that's why I use the bottom. Tighten this flame up a little. We got a heat directly in the middle. Now we can use the full flame, but we got the micro center fire on right now. And then while we have it hot, we're going to bring it out and we're going to stretch it into that dragon eye shape again. So we're going to pull it down like that. God, that's beautiful. I would love to make these as Christmas ornaments, but it would be so expensive. This ornament would be ridiculously expensive. What's the hardest part about glass making? The hardest part of glass making. I think the hardest part is having the patience to let the glass do its job. I see so many people trying to force it, manipulate it aggressively. And you shouldn't take much muscle to move stuff. I know a girl that's 5'1", very, very small, and she's making big ass objects and doing a fantastic job. But she doesn't have a lot of muscle. So you don't need a lot of muscle to manipulate the glass. But I see people, mostly men, that are just like me, man, grunting the stuff together. And I always tell people, just sit back, have patience, relax, let the glass do its job. And then as we start pushing it back together, we're going to get a beautiful spiral going. See, we're getting that. Oh, you guys can't see it yet. We're going to let it cool off a little. And you're going to start to see that spiraling going on. Well, maybe you're not going to see it. Man, this camera's having a hard time picking up right now. It's super bright. All right. Trust me, there's a spiral. You'll definitely see it here in a little bit. Okay. Just taking my time now. All right, I think we're good. We have a nice little tight spiral going. We just have to get this in shape now. This is where I'm kind of debating. I don't know which direction I'm going to go in this yet. We're going to see how it looks when I smash it down a little bit and see what happens. Depending on what it looks like is going to change the direction of what I want to do with it and how I want it to look. So we're going to pull the end off here. And I'll show you some of the debate stuff that I'm going to be wrestling with myself on. So we got that beautiful spiral running in there, okay? I love spirals. I think they're pretty amazing. They're like one of my favorite things to do out of glass. So we got that beautiful coin, spiral running through there. Then we got the loops running through. So we got that so far. And we're going to start melting this in a little bit. Maybe I might need this. Yeah, this is definitely very cool. I think I want to go with my original vision for this, but we'll see. Oh, I'm really wrestling with it right now. I need to trust my instinct and go with my original vision. I just need to trust my judgment. Trust the process, right? All right, so we're going to bring this in and we're going to kind of flatten it a little bit. Okay, we're going to go a little bit more. That's not as much as I wanted. Going to go a little bit flatter. So we got to go to the next size mold over here. And again, I'm not pushing very hard on this. I'm just kind of letting it do its thing. That's the hardest part for people to get past in this profession, is let the glass do its job. Your only job is to help it get where it needs to go. Once you remember that, everything else about this job is super easy. Your only job is to help it get where it needs to go. Oh, hell yeah. I'm glad I trusted my judgment. All right, let's bring it out here. So we got all those colors bouncing through right now. Isn't that pretty? And it's just constantly changing. Almost looks like you could eat that stuff, right? Almost looks good enough to eat. Nope, I need to save that. Okay, we're going to grab this. You know what? I need to use better judgment. I got to use a little bit heavier holding rod. Well, I'm going to show it to you while it cooled off while I was goofing around waiting for a rod. So we're going to see it change all over again. So remember what it looked like before? Now watch. Now those colors are really starting to evolve. And it's going to get even better over time. All right, here we go. So we're going to button it up right at the tip up here. We got to flatten out the other end. Let's bring it out and smooth it out, and we're going to flatten this end. Separate it here. Smooth that little chunk on the end off. So we have a beautiful spiral at this end as well. We're getting close to putting this final project together. Damn. Man, I love it when it comes together perfect like that. Let me get this rounded out and I'll show you what it looks like. That spiral up there is pretty tight, and that means it's going to have this really beautiful coil to it. While I'm doing this, I might as well do this so you guys can see. So this is the didymium filter that I use for my glasses, and that's how I can see what I'm doing 99% of the time. You can see how bright that flame is like that, and then my glasses will filter out just like that, minus the fingerprints and water spots. But there we go. So that's how I can see what I'm doing while I'm working. I don't use that camera filter. I don't use that filter on the camera. Mostly because as I'm making this, you can see that it filters out a lot of that light, but it also filters out color. So as I start making these projects, if I was to leave that filter on there, you would miss half the color. So that's why I don't leave the filter on there. All right, I just messed that up. Crap. All right, I just messed up my coil. I got to fix it. 1 second. I got it off center. This one cannot be off center. So anyway, that's why I don't use the filter on there all the time, because you would literally miss out on so much of the work. You'd see everything purple, purplish pink. I know the glass blowers would be okay with it, but everybody else not so much. Now, when we start doing horizontal live streams all the time, that's when we'll have one camera with a filter and one camera without. So then we'll have the best of both worlds. One camera filtered, one not. And they'll be split screen side by side. All right, we're getting pretty close. We just have to round this out. Then we're going to put the project together. I hope I have room. Here we go. All right, let me smooth this out. Came out perfect. I'll show you where we're at. Then we're going to attach, and we're at the final assembly. We're at the final assembly of the project. You guys are about to see what's going to happen with this. All this time got sank into this next few minutes. Oh, I love that shot. Look at that. I told you these spirals look cool. All right, so we got this going on there, the little spiral. I just love it. So both sides have spirals. You can see the amber purple running through there now on that portion right there on the back end. Okay, here we go. Let me find the right spot right there. Oh crap, sorry about the view. Let me change the view. Sorry. Clean this up. Make sure there's no flaws. All right, we are good. Last look at it this way, because once I start doing this, I won't be able to pop it this close in. Now you can see those purples coming through right there, that amber purple starting to show in the middle. And then we come to this side, and we got the color really popping through right there. So we got amber purple running through on both ends, and we got the uranium running through on both ends. Now this is the trippy part. See how it looks there? Got those reds and everything, and then you add light to it and it changes. So this is going to definitely be morphing colors. All right, here we go. Time for assembly and time to put it together. In fact, I am going to need some red. All right, there we go. Make sure my flames are all set perfectly. All right, we're good. Oh, forgot to change the view. Ta-da. There we go. See, we're going to make a goblet out of it. Sorry, I'm not doing too much talking right now. I really do have to kind of focus. I don't like that big stem in there. We're going to change it. Let me separate it. I can put this in the kiln temporarily. Going to park this in for a moment. Going to trim this down. It was too tall. That's better. Much better. Actually, before we do that, trim this up. Got it messed up now. Okay. That's better. Much better. Okay. Told you it's something different. So far, we're looking okay. Bring it out to the side. We're almost done. Oh, wrong one. So we'll bring it out here. You guys can see a little bit of the color bouncing through there. Now I got to get this in the kiln for a moment. Warm it up for a second. Oh, kind of. Ooh, that's not good. In the meantime, we're going to bring out Wood Tiger's birthday cake. Stay. Don't fall. All right, this is Wood Tiger's birthday cake from earlier. And we got the color. Now these colors, as I put them in the kiln, they're going to get better and better and better. It's definitely going to look a hell of a lot cooler once it goes in the kiln for a while. Okay, let's bring it out to normal view. So yeah, we got birthday cake ready to go. Let's go ahead and get the bottom of the glass all ready to go and assemble it, and then that glass will be done. I normally don't like gripping these by hand. Ugh. But we're going to have to, I think. Oh, got to do my TikTok thing. Thank God it popped up right now. Hold on, I got to do my TikTok CAPTCHA. Hey, first try. All right, let me put this, let me get this Mountain Dew. And we're going to assemble this glass. God, I hate holding these things. I'm going to do it the hard, easy way. Reason I don't like these is they don't give me as much control. I don't have a lot of control with this. So that's why I'm unhappy using it. But with the cold weather right now, what I'm really scared of is this shattering in my hand. Technically, I should preheat it, but I don't have time to do that. So we're going to kind of slowly heat it up right now. And then we'll do the assembly. But I got to pull a little bit of this off. Let me go ahead and bring this in a little closer. That way you guys will get a better view. Isn't that better? Much better view. Right about there. All right, so that's trimmed down enough. All right, final moment. Yeah, make sure this is lining up right. Okay. Ah, crap. That's okay. Okay, what I'm doing right now is I'm basically taking out any wrinkles in the glass because there is such a weight discrepancy in here that this will constantly move a little. And it creates these little wrinkles. And it looks very much like a frosty glass. And I don't want that in there. And then every time I heat up a wrinkle to get it out, it moves the glass a tiny bit. So you want to kind of just basically buzz it. All right, one last spot. I should be good after this. Oh, there we go. All right, so we can bring it out. Once I can't leave it out too long. There. So we got the little goblet. Let's go to side view, probably the best option. There we are. So big ass goblet. Told you guys we wouldn't be doing anything normal. And we got that beautiful spiral going in there. Pretty ass piece. Ooh, Jesus. 0.5 millimeter. Holy moly. Oh my God. That's like half a half a millimeter or so clearance. I barely fit it in there. I would have had to lay it in sideways otherwise. Now tell me that. I told you it would be something different tonight, that I hadn't done something like that before. I wanted to kind of do something kind of unique. I do know the limit a little bit. It was really close. And I was eyeballing it. That's the funny part. I was totally eyeballing the whole thing. Okay, let's do something relaxing. Let's just create a funky marble. You guys want to create a funky marble with me? Type 1 in the chat if you want to create a funky marble. All right. Let me get all this sorted out while you guys are doing that. Might even use Mega Mai Tai. Oh, yeah, I got a hell of a combo we could do. You guys want to do funky marble? All right, let's do it. We're going to use some cool colors. Okay, I got to turn this fan off. I'm freezing my tushy off. Definitely freezing my tushy off. Yeah. All right, let's go. All right, we're going to do a funky marble. Let's go. Did you guys like that, though? I hope you liked seeing something different for once. Can you match one of my marble patterns? Which marble pattern are you referring to? Okay, let's get this together. Oh my God, thank God that fan's off. I'm not going to go check your content. All right, let's go. I'm kind of like busy. The green and pink marble on the table. We could do green and pink. You guys want to do green and pink? Let's do that. Let's do some green and pink. I don't have any. Oh, you know what? We're going to do pink a different way. We're going to make an awesome pink. You guys ready for awesome pink tonight? Let's make an awesome pink. We're going to make pink. You guys want to make pink with me? Let's make pink. We're going to make a color tonight. And here we go. I'm out of room. I probably shouldn't be reaching way over there. All right, we're going to take white. We're going to pop some white on here. Okay, so we're going to try a couple different pinks. We're going to try 2 different shades. We're going to make it ourselves, though. We're going to make our own pink. We're going to do 2 different shades of it, though. So the first shade, we're going to make a lighter pink, and then we're going to do a darker section of pink. Then we'll use the green with the uranium, pop that in there, use the electron to kind of flare it up. And it should look amazing. Yes, the flower vase on the table is for sale. This actually is pinky. This is a frosty pink in it. Before you take a look at it, before we go any further. You got to see it before you want to commit to it, because it's kind of... Let me just do this temporarily. Sorry, guys, 1 second. Before anybody says anything. You got to kind of see the color. See how it's kind of pinky? But it has this really cool iridescence to it. So it's kind of like an iridescent. We made this color. I don't remember when we made it, but we made this color a while ago. But it does have a little pinky hue to it. All right, so we're going to do pink right now. We're going to make the pink. Let's get my drill. All right. So we're going to get gold. We got to grab some gold. Remember I told you gold makes pink? We're going to make pink. So we're gonna do a science experiment and make pink ourselves. Gotta find my gold though. There you are. Hello, beautiful. Not much on here. We may have to get a little more gold. A little bit more. Gonna go super heavy. So let me show you what we got before we get going. Side view. So we just vaporized all the gold on there. We did the silver or the gold fuming on there. You can kind of see that pink already happening. But we're not quite pink. But we're going to blend all that together and we're going to get a pink color off of that. But that's what gold does. And we're going to trap that gold right now. Let me bring this view in too. You guys are way out there. Come join me. Get a little closer. There we go. Now the trick is we do not want to hit the gold directly with this. So we're going to trap a little more white on here. Okay, that's enough of that. I should have a skinny 6 mil. There we go. So we still want to trap that pink in there. We're just going to lay it down like this. We're going to make our own custom pink. And there we go. So now we're going to use the drill and we're going to mix all that up. No oil burners. No bongs, no dongs. I don't have a problem with either industry. I'm going to make that pretty clear. I don't have a problem with the industry. It's just not my thing. But if you need references on where to go buy them, let me know. I can refer you to some glass blowers. All right, we're going to mix this up. Here we go. Boom, boom. All right, we're good. Okay, let's see what we got. Let me get it kind of melded in. Oh, we got to pull a little bit off here. A little bit of. I don't want that on there. That was the end of the drill bit right there. All right, let's go ahead and melt this in and see what we got. And then we're going to make the other portion of the pink on the other side. So we're just starting off. But technically, that's how you make pink, one of the colors. One of the ways you make pink. All right, we do have to wait a minute for it to cool down before we can even take an approach to seeing what it looks like. So far, it looks like we got pink. It really depends on how much gold you put into it as to how pink it gets. I thought I put enough in there for the ratio, but yeah, we definitely got pink going. Yeah, I think I thought we had put enough in there. So you're starting to see it's not white anymore. You can almost see it turning pink right now. It's a very light shade of pink there, but we definitely have that pink combo going. Now it's going to get a little bit darker. As it cools off, this will get a little bit darker pink, okay? It's going to require some time to cool, but you can see right there, that's the actual pink color. Pretty pink, right? Pretty in pink. There we go. All right, let's go ahead and get this thing. We're going to do another section on here, and we're going to create a massive pink section. If I could find my 10 mil rod. Damn it. Where did you go? Seriously, how do I lose? Well, my bench is a mess. That's how I lost it. There we go. All right, so we got to trim this off. We're going to create a very, very, how should I put it? It's going to be kind of like a shiny pink, cranberry pink look. And we're going to use gold again, but this time we're going to use a white base on this side. And we're going to gold fume it. But instead of mixing it with the drill, we're going to completely encase that gold with clear, with the white background. That's going to transfer it into a very, very different look. So these are the two ways you can do pink. Or you could just go to North Star and buy it. But if you ever want to do non-standard colors, this is one of the ways to do them. And this is how I used to have to make stuff before North Star Glass really was making oodles of colors. This is the type of thing we used to have to do on our own back in the day to make our own colors. Do that, or you can also do it with silver to get the caramel colors, or a little bit of cobalt oxide and mix that in to get blue, chromium for green, etc. And the list goes on. All right, we're going to put a bunch of white on here. This is actually going to be a lot of white. And then again, we're going to gold fume on top of that and encase it in clear. The trick, and this will be the trick, we have to be able to encase the clear without hitting the gold too much. All right. Let me line up a little punty rod here. And here we go. All right, lots of white. And we're still going to do green and a little shimmer, uranium. I think we're going to use uranium for the green. That's what's in there in the marble. The other green is the one that caused it to crack, so we're not going to be able to use that green. I'm not chancing that one again. It's like a 50-50 ratio that it cracks, but this much work into it, I don't want to crack it. And there we go. All right. Good night, acorn. Do they make paperweights? Yeah, we sure do. They're just round. They look like marbles. All right, so we got a lot of white on there. Yeah, we definitely have some cool color. All right, let's flatten this out a little bit, round it. And I got to get my clear ready to go because that's going to be the key component. But yeah, we can definitely take a round paperweight, marble, make it a paperweight. I have a grinding, a lapidary machine, so we can just grind it flat if you want. But I don't really like grinding the marbles down when you could just put them in a stand like down here. See, this one's just sitting in a stand, and you don't need to have it sit flat. You can just put it in a little stand. I even have little acrylic rings. All right, so this will be the, yeah, I definitely would make it on my live. That's one of my key features. You bet I'll make it on live. All right, so now we got the white all the way through there. So I'm going to show you the before and after. So we're just pure white. See that? And we'll pop it out this way. Let's grab the gold again. I hope I have enough on here. We may have a white ring around this, but the core of it's still going to be pink. We're going to use a lot of gold, okay? A lot. I have to almost go triple heavy on it. Gonna definitely oversaturate it. Okay, that should be good. Let's go ahead and show you the side view of what we got. So now we're golden like that. So that covered up all that white. And you can kind of see the pinky effect going on right now. We didn't go as heavy on the sides, but definitely in there. You can see all that gold in there. All right, we're going to come out here. Make sure we're on. Yep. Grab this. Get comfortable. Get my butt seated correctly. So now we're going to encase that gold. The trick is we can't let this hit the flame right away. Cannot let this hit the flame right away. Because just like I vaporized it on there, it'll vaporize it off. There was a literal chunk of gold on the end of that rod. I use a Canadian maple leaf as the basis. All right, here we go. This should give me enough. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. So just kind of like how I do my dichro, we're going to completely encase this thing without it hitting the flame. All right, we're almost there. Like I said, I won't be able to get the whole thing, but I'm going to get pretty close. Okay, that's about as much as I can get. We're going to start burning into it. So we're going to get back to the white section here. It's going to burn all that gold off where I don't have it trapped. So where I have it trapped with the clear, gold will stay and it'll create that pink. Where I don't have it trapped, it's going to burn itself off. I trapped a little air bubble in there, but that's okay. All right, we're going to separate it, and I'll show you what it looks like. Let me get this fused in here. All right, I hope I did it right. I hope I got enough gold on there. Okay. Like I said, we got a little air bubble in there, but not much I can do about it. It's not going to really affect it at all. In fact, I highly doubt you'll even see it once we get done. But I'm not going to abandon this project for that. I've seen these 100 times. They look actually kind of cool when you get done with it. But you can see how shiny that is now. Can you see the reflection? And that's not even lit up yet. Now that's going to get darker and darker and darker in there as it starts to cool off. In fact, if we leave it sit here for a second, you'll just see it get darker and darker and darker. See the top portion getting darker? And it just gets darker and darker and darker. A beautiful pink on it. It's like a reflective pink. Like that. Told you it's totally weird. Yeah, this is a great color. I love this one. It's just super expensive to make because it's gold and a lot of it. Oh, wow, that is shiny. I don't know if you guys can... Oh, man, I don't know if you can see that all the way. But you can see the reflection, maybe. Yeah, it's definitely reflecting. It's totally shiny. If I left it, it'd be a cool eyeball. It would definitely be a cool eyeball. All right, here we go. So that's one pink, and then don't forget we did the pink on the other side too. So this has the mixed in pink. Let's go ahead and fuse this in here. Nice and solid. This is going to be a big ass marble though. I wish I hadn't made it so big. It's all right. I'm going to show you the back half here. Remember that pink we mixed with the drill? I'm going to show you what it looks like now. Remember I told you it gets better as it cools off. Let me pull this little bit of clear off here. See, definitely has that more pinky look to it now. And it has, you can almost see the gold reflecting through the glass now. Has that shimmer. And then again, once it has light on it, it changes. But there's the pink. Again, it looks totally different when it cools off. So those are the pinks we made. Those are custom. Let's go ahead and grab some uranium glass and pop it on there. Actually, let's do some shimmer first. And let's get that done. Shimmer. There you are. Got that. We're going to add some clear. Drill mix it. Then we're going to add uranium, then a clear, and then we're going to make this thing into a full-blown marble. This, again, is a lot of work to it, but well worth it. We're making funky marble. All right, so we got that little bit of clear on there. Let's grab the drill. We're going to mix it up. Last little bit of drill. I'm running out of rod on it. Ooh, a little too much. Okay. Let's see another chef mix that stuff up. All right, let's grab the uranium glass. So this is the uranium glass we're using. You can't see it, damn it. Anyway, uranium glass. Let me see if I can shine a light on it. See, it's all glowing like that. We're going to add that on top. And here we go. Now we just have to keep blending this in. Then we're going to grab a little bit of clear, go on top of all of this, fuse it all together, spiral it up, and call it a kick-ass marble. By the way, Dragonfly, is Jace watching? What's up, John? Thank you for the jewels, by the way. I know, right, Bale? The mods are kicking butt. Mods are awesome. Mods can kick butt. I love the mods. They keep everything in check. Okay, last little bit here. We got lots of uranium on here. I don't want this marble getting out of hand. It's already pretty big. This way, it's actually pretty big already. It's already out of hand somewhat. Yeah, this is going to be cool. Oh. All right, got to pull a little bit off now. Apparently, that little bit did not want to go on the marble. It did not want any part of that. And off we go. Bye-bye. And here we go. All right, let's get this whole thing fused up. We're going to add in the afterburners here. Afterburners engaged. Basically, we're taking that ice cream cone look and we're compressing it all into one. We're going to kind of round this out a little bit now. Just by getting it ooey gooey and compressing it down, just letting the heat do its job. I'm trying not to get this thing into the 3-inch mark because that just gets really, really heavy after a while. 2.5 is plenty big. All right, we're squishing down. See, it's all compressing now. That's okay. I'm getting my vitamin D today. A little bit of UV coming off this torch. Forgot to put my sunblock on today, so I'm definitely getting vitamin D. All right, we're almost done getting this compressed. We're going to flatten it out a little bit, straighten it out, spiral it up, and call this thing done once we get it all spiraled. And it's going to be freaking amazing. All right, let's start pulling it apart. So right now we just have everything kind of compressed down. We took all those little tiny sections, compressed it all down, and now we're going to kind of flatten it out a little bit. This is going to create a little bit of a UFO shape. And then from there, we're going to stretch that UFO shape out into like what I call a dragon's eye. And then we're going to compress it back together. It's going to create a spiral, and we're going to have an amazing marble. An amazing marble. All right, here we go. So this marble is greens and pinks. So tomorrow I'm thinking of doing either another goblet. Well, maybe not tomorrow. Well, it's Friday. Maybe. But we're definitely kind of running a little bit of a marble series. So if you are on YouTube or you are on TikTok, go ahead and type in the comments 2 colors that you would like to see made into marbles. So 2 color combination. We'll be adding a few more. Good night, John. Thank you for hanging, John. I appreciate you being a mod or talent. All right. So type 2 colors that you would like to see made into marble, so I can kind of keep that in my in the back of my mind for tomorrow. And it kind of gives me an idea of what we're looking at for colors. And I'll go through and review the chat and be able to kind of assess what colors to do. Oh, look at that shimmer. Oh my God. So that's the uranium side. Okay, that's uranium glass with shimmer. So that whole thing is going to glow green. That's the green that you see kind of in the marble that was up in the front. I freaking love that. And okay, good. Thank you guys for typing in colors, because I really want to kind of get an assessment of colors to see. And I can pre-plan a little bit. And I'm screen recording everything right now, so I'll be able to capture all the color combos. And if you want to, we can also type in there if you want to see spiral, like traditional spirals, or you'd rather see something a little more exotic like the chaos type colors blended. So if you want it very structured, you can just put spiral. If you want it more chaotic, like random, really the colors blended in a tie-dye type fashion, just type chaos. So spiral or chaos for which combination, not only colors, but the style. So like right now, I'm doing the spiral version. And then the chaos is that one that has like finger painting all over the place. Both of which I like both. Neither one bothers me. Red, white, and blue may not be a bad idea too. Red, white, and blue is kind of a cool combo. But I want to look at all colors that we're going through. Okay, let me show you what my glasses do, since this is going to take a minute. So my glasses are called didymium, or they're Meta Ray-Bans with didymium lenses. Didymium lens filters out certain light spectrums. So you're going to see in here, we're going to be bleeding out some of that really crazy bright light. If I turn it down a little notch, you definitely see where it kind of makes the flame kind of almost disappear. Like that. So that's how I can see what I'm doing as we're going through. I would love to be able to use a filter like that all the time. But the problem is, once we get past a certain point of colors, you won't see, like it filters out the flame, all those colors in there, you won't see those in the glass either. So it eliminates colors. That's why I don't use it all the time. If I was instructing glass blowers, I would use a filter. Because they don't need to see color. They need to see technique. All right, so we got that pink buried deep inside. We got a little ring of pink in there. We got the green with the uranium and the shimmer. We're at that point where we're going to take it, we're going to stretch it out, compress it back together, and get it round. So we're pretty close to getting this marble completed. Even though it doesn't look like it, we are pretty close. We're not far off. You can definitely see that reflective surface on the inside. That is the pink. So there's the gold and the pink reacting to that. See that reflection off the lights? That's actually gold. So that is gold plated in there. And it is reflecting everything because it is so plated. That's going to give us our pinky color. So there's going to be a light pink on the outside and a dark pink on the inside. So there's the dark pink, and then there's the light pink on the outside. But it's definitely reflective. Yeah, there are two different pinks in this one, for sure. Let's go ahead and get this ready for stretching and compressing back together. So we got to do a small attachment right here. burn this other rod off, keep it very clean. Then we're going to do 90-degree attachments, stretch this thing out, compress it back together, and hope to God that we got a really kick butt marble. There we are. I don't care if it's on there centered. It's not centered, but it doesn't matter. I'm just going to be busting that off anyway. Oh my God, I love that citrine uranium. Wow. That citrine uranium is so freaking cool. So citrine is a little different color uranium glass than the ion, the normal uranium. It has more of an olive green look to it. Not quite that neon green. Let's go ahead and pull this little chunk off here. Smooth that out. All right, we are pretty close. We're not far off. We're not too far off from completing this item. I know it looks it, but we are not. Okay, we're going to come through and we're going to attach here. Nice and solid. This uranium with the electrum doesn't even look real. It just doesn't look real to me. It's a trip. Neither does the pink. So we just have to get that little nub polished in right there. All right, so now we got that's the gold where we're going to have pink. And then there is the uranium with all that shimmer. All right, so first things first, I'm going to kind of drip this down like I did the last set. We're going to kind of drip it down into a little bit of a point. I'm going to grab it with this one. Actually, this seems really short. I know I'm going to burn my freaking hand if I do that. This is really long, but I'll use it anyway. It's going to be a little uncomfortable using this, but it's okay. All right, you can see it kind of dripping down a little bit right there, creating a little bit of a point right there. We don't want to let it go too far, just a little bit so I can grip it with this rod. Like that. Pull it back. So the next step is we're going to be using, again, the under part of the flame. We're going to heat just the center of this marble. We're going to stretch it out a little bit. And then we're going to compress it back together. Once we compress it back together, it's going to create a unique little spiral and look awesome. Then we just have to get it round. Got to make sure I don't hit anything. This rod's too long. but I don't have a choice right now. I have to use it. All right, we're going to bring it out, and you're going to see me start stretching this. Probably just do it this way. Perfect. Yeah, we're really stretching the heck out of it. This is a lot harder right here. There's a chunk and a half of glass on here. All right, now we got it all stretched out. We're going to take it, compress it back together, and it's going to create a very, very unique spiral. Yeah, I appreciate all the colors. Yeah, we're going to take all those color suggestions. I'm going to input them into a spreadsheet probably, and then take a look at what combinations are popular and what we can do based on audience votes. If you want, you can type in the chat if you're just joining us what colors you want to see combined for a marble tomorrow. And just pick 2 colors, type it in chat. Sorry, just had to change microphones. Yep, just had to change microphones. I've been running for 3.5 hours, so that's about the limit of that microphone. So anyways, I was saying this marble is not tiny. Let's get it all compressed. And we're starting to get it finished up here. We'll get it semi-round up here, then we'll finish it off in the mold. Then I'll reverse it to the other side and finish that, and this one will be all done. Man, these spirals look good too. It's a beautiful, beautiful marble. Yeah, no, my phone, my microphones have a limit. They're wireless. So they do run out of battery every once in a while. And being near the heat, they run out a little faster. They can definitely run out quick. They're supposed to be 4.5, 5 hours, which 3.5's not bad. But once you add in the heat, it definitely, the heat definitely drains it out a little faster. And that makes it crazy. And here we go. Oops. And we're going to bring it down. Let the troll have his day at the moment. He's just trying to troll. He's probably a fanboy. He's probably one of the fanboys. Right, Red Squeak? We got the mod squad in the house. There ain't nobody getting past you guys. All right, so we're going to start forming this up now. This thing is beautiful too. Absolutely gorgeous. I can already tell this thing's going to be amazing. Okay. How do you get one of the marbles? Oh, message us at TheFieryGuy.com. So right above you see the Fiery Guy. Just take that exact spelling and add a .com. All right, let's start forming this up. And here we go. Oh, this is better than I thought. How about some curling stones like the Olympic? I don't know. I think I could probably make a curling stone. Cheetah. I don't think I could. I think I could do that. You mean a small one? Yeah. Have a good one, North Carolina prospectors. Thank you for hanging out there. We're almost done. We got about 10 more minutes or so on this particular piece. You have a go? Yeah, so it depends on how big you're talking. But I bet you I could make that. It's not that difficult. I've seen them. I'd have to get a better look at it. But like my friend runs a camp for kids where they actually get scholarships to major universities like Princeton and Harvard for throwing in the Olympics. So like the hammer throw, the shot put, the discus. And he coaches all kids for that and gets them full ride scholarships. So he does have a contest. So I make the hammer. The hammer is it's a ball on a chain, and they whip it around really fast. So I make glass hammers for him to give away during contests, which is kind of cool. Okay, this side is all good to go. Let's switch up the punty. That really shiny pink is deep inside this marble, like way inside. It's got this like little tiny core spiraling in there. I'm hoping I can show you through the camera after we get it kind of done. But it may not show up till tomorrow when I could get some photographs of it. Let's go ahead and get this wound off. There we go. We're going to grab this and pull this off here. A lot of work for a marble, right? Let's see if I can show you on a side view real quick. So we definitely have all those colors bouncing through. So right in there, see that little deep section right there, that right in between what looks to be white, that's actually pink. That's the pink, dark, shiny pink in there. That little section in there, and then it winds around a little bit. The rest of this has pink running throughout and the green. Let's go ahead and get the afterburners on and get this rounded out. We're looking really good too. The spirals are really good. Everything looks good. We're fantastic. I got to angle it just right. So one of the things that happens on these marbles, depending on how you rotate them, you can actually unwind the coil a little bit. So you really have to keep going in the same direction. Because if you reverse it the opposite direction, you can actually unwind it if you go too much. And we definitely don't want that. I'm going to switch sides here. Because I got to angle it a certain way and I don't want it. I'm hitting something over here. All right, we're down a size flame, which means we're getting close to being done. Couple switches of punties, and this marble will be all finished. Oh, kaleidoscope would be cool. I love glass kaleidoscopes, and you put the little marbles at the end of them. That's so freaking cool. I'm trying to find someone to make glass kaleidoscopes for me. Every time I contact someone, they're like, oh yeah, I can make them, and then I never hear from them. But it'd be cool to have them, because then you could just swap marbles in and out. You follow a guy that does glass? Yeah, I'm trying to get someone to make them for me, because I just want to add my own marbles to them. Because that would be kind of cool, because then you could, let's say you had a kaleidoscope, you could do blues and greens, you could do reds and yellows, and you just swap the marbles out. Because the kaleidoscope mirrors all stay the same. So you can interchange the colors that you prefer in the kaleidoscope. And the thing is, the people that I've contacted, I didn't even say, give me a discount. I just said, can you make like 10 of them? All right, we're almost complete on this marble. It's looking really fantastic. It's very, very clean. I actually really like this. I may have to make one of these for myself. Oh, thank you, Mama Kelly. Yeah, I hope it's relaxing. Thank you, Red Squeak. I appreciate that, Red Squeak. All right, let's go ahead and bring the side view in. Last couple shots of it before I have to separate it and get it in the kiln. Yeah, there's that section of that pink that's deep inside. Wow, almost dropped it. Yeah, this is going to be one kick butt marble. All right, last little punty. Now this is where it gets scary. We have to put a tiny, tiny, tiny little attachment here. So the marble is not fused to this rod. It's stuck. But not fused. So one bump the wrong way and off it comes. Now if that happens, I'm not in any danger. It just sucks because I have to fix up wherever it drops on. But nothing's wrong with me. Just means I have extra work to do in a minute. So you got to be really, really careful at this point. Nice and smooth, no rapid movements. No switching of angles real fast, just nice and easy. Yeah, this is absolutely gorgeous. I don't remember who said they were interested in this, but if you are interested in this, make sure you message us. And even if you think you may not get it, sometimes people fall through. So don't hesitate to message. Man, this thing is smooth. There's not a flaw in it. Yeah, I can't remember everybody who mentioned stuff on here, unfortunately. Oh my God, this is so cool. All right, we're at the stage. We're pretty much done. So we're going to grab the marble holder. We're going to pop it off and pop it in the kiln. It's all set and done. The pinks are looking really good. The greens are looking good. I don't have any problem with this marble. So we come in and grip it like that. So to remove these marbles, you take it and you pop it off like that. And then it smooths it out. Then I got to bring it over and let it sit for a minute. Oh man, that's a lot of work. But it is gorgeous. Yeah, it's gorgeous. Absolutely stunning. I can't bring it over to the camera. It's too heavy. And it'll fall out of the holder. But we just have to get it to the kiln. I'll take photographs of it. Maybe I'll make a short video of it tomorrow. It's definitely a stunner for that. And then we completed the wine glass, or I don't know if that's technically a wine glass. It's a gigantic cup. You could use it for whatever you want. But we definitely completed a lot of pieces tonight. So with that being said, it has been 3 hours and 41 minutes straight of streaming. I haven't stopped. So I will talk to you guys tomorrow, and thank you for hanging with me. I appreciate it. You make my night so much better. Thank you. And mods, thank you for hanging with me. Mods, you are awesome. George loves his cake. I hope so. It looks good.